Yobachi 2007 back at you with another one. If you'll go ahead and like, this will help us out with expanding the channel. We're trying to grow here. So if you go ahead and like the video, even consider subscribing, we're going to get right into this program here. All right, so let's play this video. This is a guy named Toure, the Toure Show. So let's listen to him talk to Ebony K. Williams.
Iyanla was suggesting was that you go out of your class and accept somebody who's in a different class than you. And you were saying, no, I want somebody who's in my class, or at least trying to be.
And that also loves his mama. And that also, and I think that is another thing that really, I think, was problematic in the way in which the conversation between Iyanla and myself evolved, and also the broader conversation, right, is that there's this default silent assumption that people that do better financially are bad people.
Are bad people.
Yeah, I think, and that's when you watch too many Tyler Perry movies of it all comes into play, right? This notion that if
that poorer people are inherently good
better people. And I think that if we're going to go deep, I think this is very like Black Christian church, right? Like I think I'm not the best with my Bible, but there's some kind of scripture that says something around the take of it's harder for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to get into heaven. And I think a lot of us are still very much there.
Okay, so let's set the stage in time. These are recent events. This is a recent interview that was just posted. And let's go back a couple of months ago where she came out and after she had talked about it, right now she's going back and quadrupling down on the whole bus driver thing. She's not going to date a bus driver unless he owns the bus driving company. But then she came out a couple months ago and she talked about things that women need to do, which was almost equivalent of Kevin Samuels type remedies, specifically that they should prioritize marriage while they're young if they want to have children and have a family, which she didn't do. And she's admonishing women to do that. And you guys, we captured that in this video. You guys made this video quite popular on my channel relative to my other videos. And then right behind that, what we demonstrated was that she got backlash from the women's, and they all came out against her, of course, and she got the same kind of hate that Kevin Samuels had gotten, which was, and many men in the space get, which was that, you hate your mother and you hate women, and that's why you're saying the things that you're saying, but yet you had a woman who is the arch girl boss. She's the paragon of everything women talk about. She's beautiful. She's actually rich, and she's actually an entrepreneur, but she was still a problem when she said something that they didn't like, which is that basically you're accountable for your own happiness and that you have to get husband, especially if you want a man of a certain caliber, and you should start families while you're young, which is obvious truth, right? So that's that. But now they're over here talking about it's an issue of class. And how dare you be suggested to date outside of your class? So we've got these two uppity Negroes here who think they're somebody special because of the money they have obtained. And so now they're taking their Black classist ideology and running with that as their excuse for why they think they're the better than Blacks. Now, so just for myself, I'm in the same class, if you want to go there, as they are, as far as education-wise. At least I have an advanced degree. Now, financially, these people are working in entertainment. They have been able to get themselves into that $1 million bracket. I'm a six-figure guy, definitely not anywhere towards making millions, but I do well. I'm fine. But these Negroes are so uppity. They might see my three-story split-level house that was built in the 70s as still being just poor Black trash compared to them. That's the kind of the mentality that you're working with here. But and they make the claim about but people seeing those who are wealthy as inherently good. No, the issue is you seeing those who are not wealthy as inherently bad and beneath you. That's why she won't date a bus driver and is going to die alone. It is now coming back out and realizing that she messed up, but it's too late at 40 years old. Nobody cares and nobody wants her. But if it's all about class, what happened to Zaddy? This was her fiance just a couple of years ago. And it didn't work out with Zaddy, who I'm sure is of the correct class, as she wouldn't have been pushing all up on him, trying to bedwench for him if he was not of the correct class. I'm sure this is not a bus driver. I'm sure this is a finance guy, a CEO, someone in the executive class who has bank, and she got him to be with her, but still he wasn't good enough. She still couldn't make it work, even with high class Zaddy. So it's not an issue of class. And she was also married to a brother before. Let's not skip that part where she was married, and she herself in that interview with Iyanla, in this one down here, which is the bus driver interview, she even says, I think in that interview or elsewhere, that she wasn't a good wife. She even admits it. She's the problem. But they have to deflect. And there's always a simp or a co-classist or somebody to co-sign with the foolishness. The issue isn't people thinking that those who have money are inherently bad. It's you all with the money thinking you're inherently better. And that's why you'd rather die alone and have to do what she's doing now, getting IVF treatments. Let me see, let me get that video for you. I changed my mind. We're going to hear this piece first, and then we're going to lead into the part where she talks more about her particular fertility journey.
All for this. I got a couple of homegirls who are doing this. A couple of homegirls who have already frozen their eggs. You know, they've been open about it. Angela Rye, you know, Kendra G. But it kind of saddens me a little bit, only because I'm like, what are we doing as men that these great women are out here and they got to do this?
All right, so let me stop there. What's so great about her? What's so great? Does she bring great femininity to her relationships? Does she bring great cooperativeness to her relationships? Is Kendra G makes it clear, it proudly makes it known she ain't cooking for no man. So what does she bring great nurturing to a relationship? What is so great about them that men want from them that makes them great women? They have great education. They have great finances. They might look great, which is one good aspect, but it's completely nullified and destroyed by character and then personality. They're great at wagging their necks and talk about what they ain't gonna do and what no nigga ain't gonna tell them. They're great at all of that. But what are they bringing to a relationship that makes life great for a man, that makes them a great woman to a man? And we really got to stop with this Super Saiyan simping. It's anything that's ever wrong in male-female relationships or in the world. There's another video I just recorded earlier. I don't know if it's going to be up before this one, where, you know, again, the men talking about the WNBA and what it's all about, what men aren't doing for women, even though men are the main people who watch the WNBA, and male basketball players are the ones who are subsidizing the WNBA to exist. It's always about what men didn't do. It's always about how men are in the wrong, as if there's nothing for women to take accountability for. Women's choices to be in the position they are in aren't men's fault. And I like Charlamagne for the most part, but you got to get out of this Super Saiyan simp mind state where women's outcomes are anybody else's fault except theirs. It's their lives. They are strong and independent. They have agency. It's up to them.
Well, I'm going to be candid with you.
Okay.
Again, anybody could go get the club shot up.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
let's be clear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really not, if you're not the love of my life and also somebody that I trust to make business decisions with, I'm really not trying to co-parent with you. There's certain things, y'all, at this point in my life, at almost 40, I'm really not trying to negotiate with you about getting my child immunized. It's non-negotiable. I'm not playing with you when it comes to my kids' education. There's certain, you know what I mean? I know that might not sit well with everybody. That's not so politically correct, but I think I'd rather go it alone.
Okay, and go it alone she will. And let's listen to how she gets to go it alone and how going it alone is going as she shows you how great of a woman she is, how greatly uncooperative she is going to be, how greatly combative she is. This is the greatness that Charlamagne is talking about, and wonder why these great women can't get the outcomes of children and family that they want, and how that's somehow a man's fault because they're great at being combative and uncooperative. So she said she'd rather go it alone. Let's listen to how going it alone is going.
I am as happy in this moment as I have been overall in life.
Okay.
Like meaning like professionally.
Did you see her face when she said that? Did that look like she was happy at all? She's sitting there looking like a sad puppy talking about how happy she is. Let the truth be told through people's actions and body language rather than the ideology of what they're trying to push through their mouth.
My relationship with my mother, my relationship with my really tight friends, they're better today than they've ever been. And I think that feels like something to be really happy about.
Okay.
Again, does she look happy to you? Let's continue.
Okay. Okay.
There's some things that could be better.
Like what?
Like what? I want to hear it.
My fertility journey could be going easier, but it's called a journey for a reason.
You want to have a baby.
Yeah.
You're working on that now?
Mm-hmm.
You are. What have you been trying?
Well, I am in my IVF journey, so I am preparing for my embryo transfer.
She got scrambled eggs in a freezer, hoping they're gonna take. Let's hear about that. Oh, and go check the stats on this type of fertility. How low the rates of the embryos taken are. How some women are coming out and letting you know. You can find videos on YouTube about how the whole fertility treatment thing is a scam because the rates of that working are so low. It's not a plan to bet your life on to be able to have biological children. But let's hear some more about this.
Second week in November right now. In a perfect world, I would be pregnant as we speak. We had a little bit of a false start situation around my estrogen protocol. Without getting into the minutia, I am still trying to get on first base with my actual embryo transfer. But I have an embryo that is healthy and in waiting, and I'm looking forward to transferring.
You have an embryo that's waiting for you.
Yes.
And you're good. Like you're ready to like.
I wish I was pregnant yesterday.
Yeah. And
there you go. She's left wishing and hoping as she goes it alone. And the embryo is not waiting on her. The embryo is unanimated and has no thought process. She's waiting on the embryo and hoping, wishing that it will please God take. But actually, most likely it will not. Maybe it will, and congratulations for her, and I hope all goes well for her. And she gets what she wants out of this, and as she plans single motherhood, to have another child in a single motherhood home in the Black community, to receive the worst outcomes as statistical data demonstrates that mother-father households work way better for the outcomes of children, educational, health, so on and so forth. Those things she was talking about in the last clip with Charlamagne, they work out better when you have a mother-father household than a single mother household. But you know what works out even better, where they have better outcomes than mother-father household? Single father. Even better outcomes than father-mother. But let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how men are the problem. Men are doing this to women, but they're telling you they don't want to marry while they're young. They want to have fun while they're young. These Negroes ain't good enough. I'm not going to cooperate with the man. I'm going to do whatever I want to do with the children. And if he doesn't want to get on my program, I'm not going to be bothered. I just rather go it alone. And then you get to go it alone and you get sad face while pretending like you're happy out of your mouth. But your face is showing everything and your outcomes are what you want. But this is what they choose. Yobachi 2007, if you would choose to hit the like button, I would greatly appreciate it. Like me up, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And with that, I'm out. Peace.